We've been abducted and relocated to the Excalbian system and made to participate in a test of morality to identify what is a better philosophy to live by, the virtues of good or the desires of evil. The Excalbians have recreated different events from the past experiences of Captain Hale, who along with Timetan 7 of 9 has been paired up with a recreation of one Commander Burnham to explore these scenarios. However, I have my doubts as to the nature of these tests, as the Excalbians have devised these scenarios to be suspiciously no-win, and unfolding in a manner that doesn't correlate with the events as they really unfolded.
This way for your next trial.
We step into the second trial, and as before, there will be two outcomes at the conclusion of this video that you, the viewer, can choose from. We emerge into a dark corridor. The subtle hum of engines with vibrations throughout the hull tell us we are on a ship, and it takes a minute for us to identify where we are, but then the designs fall into place.
Any idea where we are? I haven't seen anything like this.
This is a Krenim vessel, and if it's drawn from my experiences, then I think I know when we are. This is the Battle of Procyon 5, the end of the temporal Cold War aboard the IKS Annorax, which would correlate to around episode 100 of the story series. Alongside other temporal agents, we came to face the enigmatic envoy, now revealed as the Krenim scientist Noye. Thanks to the enforcing of the temporal accords by the Federation and other powers in the 28th century, time travel was fiercely regulated and alterations banned. The Temporal Liberation Front was formed to oppose this, a collection of species who wanted to use time travel to better their histories and in some cases, like Noye's, avert tragedy. For he had lost his wife in a temporal alteration that we, the Federation, and Hale in particular, had caused. The thing is, we worked alongside the surly scientist until this, but the mistake haunted him when we learned of it, and he dedicated his life to bring down those who would prevent him from undoing it. It was an understandable grief, but one that could not be allowed to continue, as it plunged the timeline into chaos until this climactic battle. In no small way, it would have the knock-on effect of banning all time travel by the 32nd century, in fear of causing another such temporal mess. We give the bullet point version. This is a temporal ship built for war.
Yes, some of this tech is very advanced, most likely from the future. Annorax was heavily modified after a scientist named Noye stole it from Kiana Station.
Yeah, this is a heavy point in time, both for the magnitude of what was unfolding, as well as the emotional ties. We run into the Annorax's crew around the first corner, and immediately a firefight ensues.
Damage control teams. This ship's been in a rough fight.
Yep, the Temporal Fleet and the Enterprise J will definitely do that to you.
This looks like some kind of command station.
Secure the area. We might be able to find useful data here.
The battle here through the corridors are tougher than I remember, but eventually we managed to clear the control room. Our Excalbian supporter did mention that events would have been changed and not a direct one-to-one comparison. Maybe the logs will shed some light.
My plan to recruit Admiral Lita to the Temporal Liberation Front was a success. Keeping her loyalty, however, is quite challenging. Like so many Terrans, her dreams of empire are strong. As long as those dreams remain in her reality, our partnership shall continue. The moment her dream takes hold in our reality, my reality, then the honeymoon, as they say, is over.
This happened in our timeline too. And I wonder, not for the first time, how the Excalbians can recreate events and people with such accuracy.
The petty squabbles over the Tox Utat have become tiresome. First Krog, and now Azure and Boratis. They growl and demand and threaten to depart over the artifact like petulant children. If it were not a critical element of my plans, I would have left it on Ryza, along with the corpses of Picard and his charming thief.
Alright, so far the Temporal Liberation Front seems comprised of the same members as it was before. The alterations perhaps not here, then?
The Sphere Builders grow suspicious of my inquiries. I believe they begin to realize what my ultimate goal is, what I shall do once this war is won. Today, at Procyon 5, I will undo what the Alliance has done to them. To me, to my family. I will bring back my wife and child. All of this is for them, and no one will stop me.
And Noye's history seems the same too.
Krog becomes impatient, despite her successful recovery of the Tox Utat and the restoration of the Nakul star. She wants more. She wants revenge. It is tempting to use the Tox Utat on Sol, on Vulcan, on every star in the Alliance, but I have a better use for it at Procyon 5. Nakul vengeance shall have to wait.
And again, not here.
Funny, I've been to Procyon 5. It's unremarkable. In our time, at least. Looks like things change considerably in the next century.
Indeed, we're at the heart of a temporal conflict during a battle that is repeatedly fought in a multitude of timelines and possibilities. Try not to think about it too much. It's like a knot in time.
And on the bridge of the enemy flagship, no less. Judging by the look of things, the battle may not be going well for this temporal liberation front.
Nope, it did not.
We should leave. By now we've been detected by their security systems. And I'd rather not be around when they send combat teams to retake the bridge.
Yeah, you're right. We need to move.
There's a turbo lift down this way.
Oh, there's also more crew. And they're shooting at us. We fight our way through the corridors, pretty much encountering the same level of resistance that I did originally in the actual events, but it is still noticeably more difficult.
This door here.
Excuse the loading screen.
I'm detecting a massive buildup of temporal energy ahead.
Yeah, along with multiple life forms, all armed.
I feel bad for attacking these guys. They're clearly just trying to get the ship back under control. But who knows what would happen if they succeeded. However, around the next corner we discover the first of several alterations.
Nice try, but you're done here.
That is Admiral Lita of the Mirror Universe Terran Empire. Sure, they were allied with the Temporal Liberation Front, but they definitely were not left standing guard duty outside the temporal core of the Annorax. She is an incredibly tanky opponent with a lot of health, and it takes a while to whittle her down, but eventually she retreats.
You haven't seen the last of me!
Probably not. What am I even saying? That's not even the real you. This is all a simulation, or a simulacrum. Temet, stop simulating to be unconscious and get up. Oh no, wait, you actually were knocked out. Ooh.
I see him. Noye's on the upper platform.
Yep, and I know this is not the real battle, but I am not looking forwards to facing him. Not for the threat he poses, but well, for the guilt I feel. Wait a minute, is that Krog and the Nakul? They weren't here.
Waste time as you see fit, Vermin. It will be for naught.
As before, she has the same temporal shielding that Hale reverse-engineered. It throws up a barrier and creates temporal echoes of you that distract the opponent. I had forgotten how annoying it was to battle. And I don't feel bad for using the same trick on my enemies. This version of Krog finally falls, and then we're free to move on after reviving Temet again.
History shows you have a habit of meddling in the affairs of others.
We believe it is time to break you of that habit.
Adja and Baratus. In the original timeline, it was the death of Adja that saw her partner join the Liberation Front. Again, a sin on our part, as we are the ones that had a hand in the death of Adja. Well, isn't this just going to be a fun day? As if I wasn't feeling bad enough for all the decisions I've made. We wipe them out for a second time and make our way to the core, where we find Noye awaiting us, shielded by a very powerful personal security field.
Here to parley? Or shall we just start shooting at one another?
I would much rather talk you down, but I know from experience that's not going to happen.
You. Apparently Daniels hasn't grown weary of plucking you out of time and sending you to vex me. How many times have I killed you now? 4? 5? Honestly, I've lost count. It doesn't matter. Before I kill you, again, understand this. After today, the Alliance ends forever, and you with it. Daniels won't be around to save you this time.
Stand down, Noye. Your obsession ends here. We can't let you continue. Everything you're doing, it was endangering everything.
I will fight this battle again and again until I stand victorious.
I know.
I understand the need to bring back the ones we've lost.
Living in the past is an exercise in futility, Noye.
Our words don't reach him as before, and like the battle last time we fought him in this room, eventually he takes enough damage to retreat to a console to reactivate his indestructible shield.
I will not be defeated. I control time itself.
And he summons in a large amount of reinforcements from both sides of the room. Being caught in the middle of the two teams is really not a good place to be. After our second attempt, we managed to neutralise both of the fire teams, and Noye has to drop the barrier.
Enough! I will erase you all!
You can't control time. If anything, time controls us.
Deep, but wasted on Noye. His grief blinds him to things like logic and truth.
Now, of course, we have no idea that Burnham has first-hand experience with time travel, as that is all classified, but she is speaking from a place of experience, and Seven's observation about Noye's personality is unfortunately completely correct.
I'm so close! I won't let you win!
We have to fight off another 2 waves of Krenim's strike force members, but eventually Noye returns from behind his shield.
The core is ready. I will end you and take my ship back in time.
You cannot stop our plans!
Oh, joy! This time they've also added the sphere builders to the mix as well, as if things weren't complicated enough. For the most part, we leave the sphere builder to our away teams, Seven and Burnham, while we continue to focus on our adversary of Noye.
No! No! I've come too far! This time I'll make sure you're never born! Even if I have to shoot you in the cradle!
Noye! Husband, please! You don't have to do this!
How can this be? You were lost.
I'm here now, husband.
Why? Cloud.
Because this war needed to end, Noye.
Before it consumed us all.
Well, shit. Yeah, so there's the change. That never happened last time. Dominion founder, in fact, I think the female shapeshifter, intervening.
Noye was a danger to all life, even in the Dominion. I could no longer sit back and watch as the Alliance failed to stop him. Time and time again. And so, I have done what you could not. Now, we must destroy this vessel, so it can never be used again. Let us end this war, once and for all.
You didn't have to do that. We could have taken him in alive. That worked last time, although I guess as part of this simulation you don't know that.
She's got a point. Without Noye, without Annorax, the TLF will lack the power and leadership needed to fight the Alliance. The war will end. And who knows, maybe there'll be a chance at a lasting peace this time. Stranger things have happened.
I mean, true, but...
The situation could have been avoided. He was finished. You didn't need to execute him.
Yeah, frankly. The fight was done. He was beaten. We could have taken him in alive. I didn't want to kill him.
Maybe we can still do this the right way.
Okay, what do you mean?
This is a time ship. We should be able to generate a localized temporal spike and send ourselves back to a point before this whole situation goes too far. Let's finish this without resulting to cold-blooded murder.
So, What's it to be then? The core is all charged up. Noye saw to that. Should we rewind time to a point and change how this played out? Or is it too risky to alter events again? As before, I leave the ending in your hands, to time travel once more and risk a worse outcome, or leave things as they are with Noye dead and the Dominion ending the Temporal War. Select the appropriate video to witness that ending, or come back here and look at both if you'd like, and they'll both be linked in the description below. I'll see you at the ending of Trial 2.